everybody. Welcome back to When a Gay Girl Meets a Trans Girl. I'm the gay girl, Holly.
Hi, gay girl, Holly.
Hello.
Hi.
Who is this?
This is the trans girl, Brooklyn. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
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 So, we've been missing because we were dealing with some IVF stuff and because I got really, really sick. And then
missing.
And then Brooklyn had her, they're still testing her, but she had an ulcer, but she still got some stuff that's elevated, so they're doing more. She's got to do the scope and drink the poo water.
Ew. Yeah, it was, I've had a bad week this last week. It just, not feeling the best.
This whole month has just been it's been a struggle.
Yeah, and then you've been, like she said, you've been doing your IVF stuff over the last couple of weeks, and hopefully in the next few weeks we have a big announcement. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we get into the next couple of episodes. But what have you been up to besides that?
Me?
Yeah, what have you been doing?
I just got done with an exam. It was a math one. I got a B on it, which a B in math for me is like an A. So, yay.
Yay. Yeah, math, a D plus is an A for me. I get excited when it comes to math. I'm like, oh, yes, I got a D. Woo.
Yeah, it's painful.
Math is horror. I'm just not that good at math. My kids don't tend to. Some of my kids do well at math. But I just don't. I never have. It doesn't make sense to me for some reason. But
what?
What have you been doing outside of that? What have you been playing?
Are we touching on the gay gaming or just the?
No, just whatever you're gaming. What are you doing? I mean, is it involved with gay gaming later?
The one was gonna be, but I don't know. I really haven't been gaming that much lately.
Well, it's been a couple of weeks now, but we went to a comic book store, and didn't you start a new comic book, or? Yeah,
which comes out March 15th. It's He-Man, the Masterverse. It's the new series, and the first one came out in February, and it'll have another one out in March. So I'm going to collect that whole series.
What's that series been about?
Basically, the sorceress is showing, I forget what's his name, but he's some, like, universal god thing, and he's questioning that He-Man really is that great, and the sorceress is like, in every universe, he always fights, basically, for what's right, and wins, and so it's going through and showing just, basically, He-Man in different universes. One of them was funny. He was fighting with Skeletor, and he kept getting magical items, and then eventually he got an SNES and a TV, so he was in Castle Grayskull playing on the Super Nintendo, and
that's hilarious. I would do the same thing if there was really a Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, and so that's how he won. Skeletor wanted to play with him, and they became friends.
That's cool. I really like that. Oh my goodness! I ended up getting the new Ninja Turtles. What is it called?
The Last Ronin?
It's The Last Ronin, but it's the Lost Years is what it was. And I have been getting really excited to dig into that a little bit more. I know the first series, when it came out, it was really popular. A lot of people talked about it and said that it was a lot of fun, and there was a lone Ninja Turtle. And I read some spoilers. I won't spoil it for any of you, but I know who it is, and it is probably my most favorite Ninja Turtle. So that's pretty exciting.
Yay.
Yeah.
I know nothing of Ninja Turtles. I was born after the 80s, which still the 90s kids like Ninja Turtles, but I definitely was not a Ninja Turtle kid.
That's really weird, because you would have been the perfect age for Ninja Turtles.
Nope. No, it's usually the 80s kids I've noticed. You and Jake and anyone from the 80s seems to really love Ninja Turtles.
Well, we were older. I mean, you were, let's see, when Ninja Turtles came out, it would have been like, what, 88 or 89?
Yeah.
And so
I wasn't alive.
I would have been like 7 years old probably. And so, but it lasted a long time. That series lasted quite some time.
Yeah, I remember it being on when I was a kid. I just never got into it. And I never got into the Power Rangers. I think when I was like 4, I did a teeny tiny stint because I was in a costume one year for Halloween. I don't know if that's because I liked them or if...
You were the Pink Ranger, right? Was it the Pink Zero Ranger?
Yes, and I hated the color pink.
Ah, you were so cute. You're adorable. I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to. They got the 30th anniversary coming up this year. Is the 30th anniversary of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I can't say that I was there at the very beginning, but I was there probably a couple of episodes in. Austin St. John was always my favorite Power Ranger, and I remember getting up early, like 6 o'clock in the morning. That was before Power Rangers was really a thing, and watching some of the first episodes. And I remember watching the Green with Evil miniseries for the first time, and it's where they introduced Jason David Frank, who recently passed away here, as the Green Ranger. And if you're a Power Ranger fan, you know all about that. Actually, if you're not even a Power Ranger fan, you probably know.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. But the Red Ranger was always my favorite. I always thought it was real cool when you got a little bit further down the line and the Green Ranger, touched Jason's chest, and then the gold vest appeared on the red one, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. The red and gold looked really cool together. But the 30th anniversary is coming up, and they're doing the series Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Once and Always, I think is what it's called. And they've got Billy and Zach coming back, which absolutely love both of them. And then they got Kat, which is the second Pink Power Ranger, and then Adam, the second Black Ranger, and then it has to do with, I guess, Trini's daughter is going to be in it, and the actress that played Trini passed away in 2001. Unfortunately, it was actually the week of 9/11, from what I remember, which was very, very unfortunate. But I'm definitely going to be there. That series premieres, let's see, I have it written down somewhere. That's going to be on April 19th. So just a few days from my birthday. That'll be a nice little birthday gift for me.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch it together.
Mm. Yeah, that is a nice little birthday gift. Now what about Star Trek Picard?
Star Trek Picard. What do you think of that so far? We're 2 episodes in. We got the 3rd episode tomorrow.
I was very upset because on one of their main Facebook things, it already said the biggest spoiler, and I was like, it's not even a week later.
I saw it like a day after. I was scrolling through the news, and somebody had an article about it, and I was like, are you kidding? Can you not wait? Or can you not say, big spoiler for Star Trek Picard, and, not post it? I don't know.
Like in the headline. Like they had it in the headline. I was like, no.
I know. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I found out about the spoiler as well.
But we will not spoil it.
No, we will not do that. I don't know. It's been a good series. It still lacks something.
Direction. I have when are we finding out what is the big fight? Like what is the direction? Which should be coming the next episode, it looks like.
I feel like with all the Star Trek series, they do this thing where they are trying to make it Star Trek-y by adding some emotion into it, but the emotion is lacking what you're saying direction. You don't really know the storyline. They kind of have a half-ass built-in storyline, and you really don't know where you're going with it. And it's a lot of suspense. Let's just wait and see what's happening. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And there's just a lot of talking, and an hour is an hour in this last episode almost. And I don't know. let's move on. Let's keep going with it.
I think that's how all the Picard series have been, though. Because I remember the first one, I didn't finish the first season yet because I wasn't seeing a direction in it. But the second season was really good. I was like, whoa, what's happening next? What's happening next?
I don't know. I think the series, and it's a lot like every new Star Trek series, it has a very dark feel to it. The lights are dim.
Yeah, I don't like that. I kind of miss...
Yeah, all the lights that they do have seem to be like a yellow or a blue color, like a cinematic look. I'm not a fan of that.
It looks very depressing. Like, I can't imagine being stuck on a deployment on one of those ships and you're just... I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. You're in space, but, like, you don't have open windows everywhere, so you're not really offsetting the night, look with it.
Yeah.
You could just pull down the shutters and make it look more lit up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. It'd bog me down being stuck there for months in darkness.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the new face of Star Trek. It's just a little bit of a darker look, unfortunately. But so far, it's not bad. I don't know. So far, I'm liking it better than the first two seasons. I wasn't a huge fan of them. But it's not bad. I'm excited to see where the characters are going to go.
Yeah, I saw an article earlier about Captain Shaw, and they said they're going to be doing way more with him. I didn't read on because I didn't want to risk. It said there will be spoilers below, so I was like, no, thank you.
No. Well, it's not like we can be spoiled much just because we've been caught all up with the series so far.
Yeah. I'm still dying for the lower decks. I can't wait for them.
That'll be out this spring, I think. Another month or two, couple of months maybe.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that, and that'll take us into the summer, and that'll cover your animation needs when Bob's Burgers is off.
No.
Yes.
That'll hurt me. All right, so let's talk about The Last of Us. It's actually a game I have not played. Of course, I've seen it everywhere and heard of it, but I don't know. I just never picked it up. I like Naughty Dog because I love Crash Bandicoot, but I just haven't played it.
It's interesting. I've heard of it. I never really got into it either. I'm not a huge zombie person. I've never liked zombies. Zombies and vampires are the two things I'm just not a fan of. Never have been.
Like you're scared of zombies?
No, I'm not scared of them. I just don't like them. I feel like the zombie thing is annoying, that like a dead creature can walk fast enough, even though it's all mutilated and falling apart. There's no way. If the body is rotting, how in the world are the limbs staying together?
Well, so Night of the Living
get.
Dead was my first zombie experience, and I still love that movie. I'm still terrified of zombies. They're my greatest fear. But they did it really slow and everything, but that makes sense. How do they hold themselves up? I could understand some of them, like Recently Dead, of course, but
right.
Maybe they're the ones that drag themselves, but I don't know. That's weird. But the fungus one in The Last of Us, I could see that. The fungus could probably repair some tissues or put its own self there and help the body move.
And that's what it does. It actually takes over the body, which I think is something that I really like with this. I was never a fan of, what's the other zombie series? It's really huge.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. Okay. I was never a fan of The Walking Dead. I have watched some of The Walking Dead. Never got into it. Never could. Never, just didn't have that interest. And the story, I guess the story might be okay, but it just was not my thing. And I saw this came out, and I actually really was a fan. I liked Pedro Pascal. Is that how you say his name? I really liked him from Star Wars. And then I also really liked Bella Ramsey. I had seen some of the stuff that she had done I hate saying growing up because she's not really that old. But
She's 19.
19.
So she did grow up.
I was always a fan of the books of The Worst Witch, and then I noticed that she had done that, and that's really my first real introduction to Bella Ramsey. But I really liked her, and so I saw these two people together, and I was like, I'm gonna watch the first episode. Fell in love with it. I actually had watched the first 2 episodes because I didn't watch the first one when it came out, and watched the first 2 back to back. And I remember trying to get you involved, and you were like, I'm not interested, not my thing. I'm like, okay, I get it. And I think over the last so many episodes, you slowly have integrated yourself into the series, and you're like, okay, I want to see it now. I want to see what's going on. Even though I don't think you've seen the whole series yet from the beginning.
I saw the first episode, the second episode. What was the third episode?
Oof.
I think I've only missed 1 episode.
Maybe.
If that.
I just know that I was like, I'm going to watch the episode. And you're like, you can't wait for me, aren't you? And I'm like, uh-huh. Somebody got into it. But it's, we only got, 2 more episodes of the season.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll probably rewatch it all again.
Dang.
And then it's going to suck because I'll have to wait a whole year.
But this is part of our gay discussion because I don't know if it's a spoiler for anybody. The game has been out for how long? Over a decade?
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
So it's not really a spoiler, but
there is a minor spoiler. So if you don't know anything about the game and you are watching the show or you think you might be interested, you might
come back to this episode.
Yeah, just come back to it later. But there is a small spoiler because we wanted to talk about it.
But it's nothing new. It's stuff that happened in the game.
Yes, and I actually found out, I think it was very interesting. I was talking to my coworker Sherry today, and she had said that part of the show, she thought it was interesting the way they did it because that was actually a DLC for the game. That wasn't part of the original game.
Yeah, it's the Left Behind DLC.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's really neat that they decided to integrate the DLC as part of the ongoing show.
Yeah, a lot of fans said they liked that because it gave you a break from what was going on and it kicked in the DLC, and they said they did a really good job on it.
Yeah.
But, so the character, we don't really know what her orientation is, but her little best friend, they do the little magical kiss. And then...
Yes, they kiss in it. So Bella Ramsey plays Ellie, and she kisses her friend, who is also another female.
And then people were having issues with it. So apparently in some countries they censored that kiss, and that kiss was like a peck. It was nothing big. But I think they said Dubai did, and a lot of people were disappointed in Dubai because Dubai is supposed to be...
more of a forward progressing country, yes.
Yeah, but a handful of countries censored it, and a lot of people were upset because they're like, that is from the game. It helps make up like some of the feeling in the show. But that's just the world that those countries live in, unfortunately. But we got to witness it, so that's good.
It is good. And it was neat to see.
It shows Ellie's human side, like that she had feelings and that she's been losing everybody. Like, it's no wonder she's like very rough on the outside. And
it comes back to the last episode right before that. I remember her and I remember Ellie and Joel were talking was it in the house? He was saying, you're not my daughter, and she's like, I get that, and he was like, you don't understand, you don't know what it's like to lose a loved one. And remember her yelling back, kind of, and she was kind of crying. She was like, I've lost everyone I've ever known.
Yeah.
Except for you. And it took me kind of back to that episode, this is someone that she potentially was in love with, or fell in love with, or at least had huge feelings for.
Yeah.
And she's losing this person. And I can't imagine, sitting here next to you losing you, or, one day losing a parent, or ever losing anybody that means anything to me.
And especially in such a quick and dramatic and gory way.
I know, right?
Ugh.
I'm curious to see where they go with it, though. It's not going to give you the rest of the episode spoiler, but, something big happens in it, and it's kind of just a cliffhanger. We're not going to know what's happening. Well, you kind of know, but you also don't know, kind of thing.
I mean, if you played the game, you know.
Yeah.
We don't know, because we didn't play the game.
We ended up going out to Vintage Stock, and we found a copy of the game.
Yeah, it's been flying off the shelves now, but we got the original one for the PS3.
And it'll be out on Steam here next month, is that right?
The Last of Us Part 1, I think the remake, will be out this month in a handful of days, actually, on Steam. And then Part 2 will be next year. So that's pretty fast. They worked up a contract with Steam, so...
It was originally only available on PlayStation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know we were looking at possibly getting the second one, but it's only on PlayStation 4?
5.
PlayStation 5, and we don't have the fifth one.
No, I've got 3 and 4.
So we'll probably end up just buying it on Steam. We play a lot of games on Steam, so...
Yeah, and there'll probably be mods, so you can make, like, the zombies look dumb, so it'll probably be fun.
Yeah. But it has been an amazing series. I am really excited to see where this goes. I hope it has a long history. Again, I love Pedro. I love Bella. I hope they both are able to do something long-term with the series. I don't want to see them killed off.
Pedro's working his butt off. He's doing
got a lot of stuff
Mandalorian and this.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff.
So funny thing about Pedro, he is an LGBTQ plus advocate.
Yes, go Pedro. Woo!
And his sister is actually transgender.
Yes, transgender. I don't have much.
Is that male to female?
I'm assuming so. He calls her sister, his sister.
Okay.
He's got a sibling. Is it Lux Pascal? Born in '92, transgender activist. I don't know if that is.
So is she not actually transgender?
No, he does have a transgender sibling.
Oh.
And if that is the transgender,
I don't think that is.
You don't
There's
think
got to be
that's-
another one. Let's look at the family picture. We're creeping.
We're doing some digging here. So it looks like Lux is transgender. So belongs to my little community.
And she looks like a baby sister because his older sister's she's 50 and he's like 47, and then his youngest sister Lux was born in 92.
92, let me see here. Yeah, June 4th, 92. American born, transgender activist. So that's pretty cool. And she's pretty. She's gorgeous. So good job, Lux. Proud of you. It's really neat to see people being able to come out as themselves.
And be supported by their family.
I know, yeah. I love the fact that you got someone like, Pedro, who is on top of the world right now with everything.
And he usually portrays pretty masculine, like, characters. Like, rugged, mustache, like that Charles Bronson look.
He's super supportive, and I love that. I'd love to meet him. I think he'd be someone that'd be really cool to sit down and just pick his brain, just to see what he's been through and what's going on. Seems like he's had quite a little life here.
And so then we go to Ellie.
Yes, Miss Bella Ramsey, and this girl is quite a little
She
thing
is
herself.
non-binary.
Yes. She identifies as, well, whatever. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what she identifies as. She doesn't care if somebody calls her a he, a she, they. She does not care about sex. It is not a thing. You look at some of the pictures here, and she's actually in little suits and ties, and it's really neat to see her just being herself as well. So we have 2 LGBTQ supporters on that show that are the main characters, which is really neat.
Yeah. Looks like the world is moving forward.
It's crazy to see her grow. I look at pictures of her older now, and she's aging quick. Like, really quick.
Well, she's 19.
Yeah. Wonder when they filmed The Last of Us.
I don't know.
But I've seen a number of things that she's done. I actually watched this movie, Catherine called Birdie. That was a really fun one. It was just a small little movie. Watched The Worst Witch. I'd seen the episode of her on Game of Thrones.
Oh wait, isn't she British?
She is British.
Oh yeah, I recognize her. Okay.
I think, the younger version of her reminds me of you, and I've said that before. You guys have the same thin nose.
No, we don't.
You do. And I'm going to look at that picture right there. You guys have the same thin nose and kind of a little bit pointier at the end. It's not like it's a little
like
round
girl
nose.
Tatum.
Looks like a girl Tatum.
It does.
My youngest son looks like my youngest son is a girl.
I mean, she's got that small mouth
and
like
what does
him
everybody
and small nose.
say Tatum? Who does Tatum look like?
Her.
No. Who does everyone say Tatum looks like?
She is glaring at me. Oh, like you when he was a baby?
No. Your mama said this. Your relatives have said this.
Bella Ramsey. I don't know.
They've said that he looks a lot like you.
No.
Yes, you know that. She was trying to beat around the bush.
I
saw her
like
look at me, and her little eyes got this little squint, and she got that little tiny bubble underneath her eyes. What is that little cute little, what do you call that little
puff?
The little puff under the eyes when she squints. She gets this little puffy likeness under her eye where you can tell she does not like where this is going.
The puff enlarges.
But I've always thought you kind of reminded me of her.
Oh.
You guys have the same really thin eyebrows and I don't know. It just and same shape of head, long pointy head. I don't know.
Mm.
Looks like she's got earlobes though. You don't. This girl does not have earlobes.
I have the recessive gene for attached earlobes, which I am pleased with. Wait a minute. Did she play what's her name in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
The little tomboy sister?
No. She played some kind of empress type person.
Oh.
Not an empress, but a queen or a, I don't know what you call it.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway. Good job, Bella Ramsey. Love you both. You guys are awesome. Series is great. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep kicking butt on that show. I can't wait to see you on the next season. So, good series. A lot of fun. Recommend it. Go check it out. Support HBO on this. What do you got for us on Gay Gaming? What's going on?
Well, I guess the Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, they came out with the new outfits, which, as usual, is supposed to be, I don't know. They're uniforms again. They're okay. You can wear them however you want to wear them, boy or girl. It looks like they brought maybe, I don't know, they're kind of like suits well, uniforms, I guess. One of them looks kind of like it's got board shorts mixed with a polo shirt or a vest sweater. The other one looks kind of like almost like a tuxedo top. It's kind of weird looking.
So we still did not get any dresses or skirts.
Well, yeah, no, we didn't. I remember people were complaining about no skirts still.
I like the fact that they do not make something specific to a gender, but they should open it up to all genders.
Yeah.
Not cut like something that people really like off.
It's just because they don't want to put the boys in dresses and stuff, which is ridiculous because in different countries, guys wear dresses and skirts. Scottish kilts, and then when I was in Africa, the men were wearing long skirts.
I don't know. I wonder if we'll ever get that, or if that's something that because
we will. Everything changes over time.
Yeah. Well, let's hope.
But aside from that, the raids are out for what is it? Iron Leaves and Walking Wild. I have Violet version, so give me a second.
Yeah, and I
is
got
it Walking
Scarlet.
Wild?
I haven't been able to jump into any of those raids yet.
Walking Wake.
Walking Wake.
Which is Suicide. That's gone Raptor. Which is causing a lot of people are like, ew, it's ugly. Why does it go from raptor to like mammal? But people are like, it's a paradox. It's not supposed to make sense. Everybody's arguing about what looks better and what doesn't. But that's, I don't know. It
reminds me of those memes out there where you have like this really cool looking dragon and they're like, oh, let's evolve it. And then you evolve it and it becomes like this little orange little blob or something like that. And it's like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, me personally, I think it looks ugly. I don't like Suicide. Virizion looks cool. Not a big change. Now, I did see a fan art that did a like prehistoric Virizion and then a future like robotic looking Suicide, and those looked really cool. I kind of wish they would have done that instead.
Oh, that would have been neat, especially with the game, since they had like the future and past. Isn't that what they were?
Yeah.
One was robotic and one was like ancient.
Yeah, that's why they did it.
No, I mean, like you were talking about, you were hoping that they did.
Like they would have like brought in the other ones also.
Yeah.
Like a flip version. Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been really neat to see that one.
And right now you can connect it to Pokemon Go as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, which hopefully I'll be doing tonight. If you do that, you get a Gimme Goal hat in Pokemon Go.
Oh.
And then the Gimme Goal you can find in Pokemon Go now. You do need the 999 coins to evolve it, just like in Scarlet and Violet. What is the name again? Walking Wake and Iron Leaves are shiny locked, and you only get to get one. They were easy. On Walking Wake, I had a really good group. We went through it super quick. Everybody had good matchup. Iron Leaves, me and one other person had good matchup. We used Dark type. I used Golden Gold. Golden Gold did amazing on it, which is Gimme Gold's evolution. And then two people, I don't know what they were doing. They just kept dying over it. We almost lost. I was just like, why do you hurt me?
I know. I wish that some of the people that got on and did the raids actually did a little bit of research. You hate it when you have near the perfect team and then you got one person that dies and dies and dies and doesn't support you.
But I know, yes, and they kept doing that too. I was like, dudes, if you're not doing any damage, you need to be healing and defending us right now. And they didn't. Yeah. They kept dying, and they were not doing anything to support the ones that were doing just fine.
That's what happened.
That's what I do. If I'm sucking, I'm like, heal, buff, let me help you guys until I can't anymore. But people say, oh, little kids play the game, so they don't know how to do matchup. And I'm like, When I was 7 years old, I knew that fire was weak to water and strong against leaf. They explain it in the game. If you go into the academy and read the books, you study and you learn.
Yep. I think it's a lot of it's kids. I think you've said that in the past as well.
Then they need to learn. That's what I did. I studied.
You just got kids that are like, oh, Charizard, I'm going to go get them. And they just jump in and they pick whatever they have. They put Eevee in there and they're like, oh, Eevee's going to kill him? Yeah. Nope.
They hurt my 7-year-old soul.
Poor Holly's 7-year-old soul. I love you.
Love you
You're
too.
awesome.
Thank you. You are too.
Well, for the last 5 minutes here, we've done this in the past, I want to do some hypothetical little questions for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were a superhero, what would be your name? And what kind of powers would you have?
I don't really know off the top of my head what my name would be now, but mine as a kid, I always made a little superhero comic and her name was Surge.
Oh. Is it Surge like a surge of energy kind of thing?
She had
or is it like that old drink from the 90s? Surge.
Well, she had a kind of like the Gundam like visor, like the going down visor, but it was kind of like a almost like a motorcycle helmet, and then a cape, and like her little outfit.
You're so cute, that little 7-year-old Holly.
I have the bear book with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would your power be?
Like multiple powers? Like a real superhero?
You have a power. You just happen to have one power.
Well, I mean, like all superheroes have all kinds of powers.
Okay, but when you get one power.
So I get to choose if I can fly or be super strong.
Yes.
I guess I might. Well, usually I choose flying, but I might actually choose like the power to heal.
Okay. Fair enough. Mine would be, when I was younger, I always loved the superhero named Nightcrawler, and I didn't at the time even know that there was an X-Men by the name of Nightcrawler.
That was my favorite X-Men.
Really?
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
I loved that name, and I remember dressing up all in black, and I'd go outside in the dark.
Good God.
This was back in the 80s. You could travel around the whole city at night, and I remember going down to the corner and being like, I'm Nightcrawler. I don't know. It was a kid thing. Oh my God. I was also 7 years old probably. But no, if I had a power that I could choose right now, it would be the power to appear anywhere I wanted.
Instant transmission.
Instant transporting.
Mm.
Like right now, I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to appear in Paris. Bam, you just appear.
That's a move that Goku does, is instant transmission. He does this and then he goes anywhere he can imagine.
Yep, that's what I would do. That'd be my thing, and I would do that just to explore the world. I wouldn't have to take the time to get there, which, I don't know, I enjoy the time that it takes to get somewhere. So, I don't know, maybe that wouldn't be as fun for me.
It'd be a good superhero thing, though. You could just blip in and blip out.
I could, yeah. So, another question. If you won the lottery, what would be your first purchase?
Fixing my spine.
Fixing your spine.
Yeah.
Okay. My first purchase would be to fix your spine, too.
Okay.
She had an injury a number of years ago, and it's been hard for her. She walks and moves just fine, just it's a lot of pain. But, last question. If you could spend the day with anyone, who would it be and why?
You.
Okay, let's make it besides me.
My mommy.
Really? Anybody?
I love my mommy.
I'm surprised you didn't say, like, maybe
Oh,
Dolores from the Cranberries.
if
I
I
know she's
didn't-
gone, but, like...
If I didn't live super close to my mom, if I lived super close to her, I would.
We're, like, 2 hours away from your mom.
I know, but I only get to see her, like, once every other month or once a month.
I'd pick someone famous, you know, just to hang out and be like, I want to get to know you. I want to see what it's like.
Do they have to be alive or dead?
I would say alive or dead. You'd appear in that time period.
Then I guess Dolores O'Riordan.
From the Cranberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I thought you would have said.
I mean, you and my mom first.
Aw. Well, we get to hang out. We're hanging out right now.
Yeah.
And your mom, you know, get to hang out with her maybe in a week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to do one more. I know we're gonna stop at that one, but you made that one kind of a little easy. Let's see.
Wait, who is yours gonna be?
Who is mine? I don't know. If I could hang out with anyone, that'd be hard because it depends on, like, who's doing what at the moment. You know, I wouldn't mind.
There's nobody that really influenced you through your whole life? Like the voice of Rainbow Bride or one of the Ninja Turtles?
I don't know. A lot of it was influencing, but I don't know that I necessarily need to hang out with any of them.
What about, like, Jean-Luc Picard or something?
Oh, see, that'd be a thing right there.
Yeah.
I would say William Shatner, but I'd appear next to him and he'd probably do something like, "You owe me $500 to hang out with you."
He does that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I know, so I've heard at conventions. I've never actually seen him at a convention, but I've heard that he actually hires people to stand around him so that you can't see him unless you actually stand in line to visit him.
Oh.
And he does not allow pictures of him in line. He's very, very... I don't know, you would think somebody with all this money and all this fame and love that you would... I think a lot of people want it just to meet Captain Kirk. They don't really want to meet William Shatner. But you got someone like... You know, I would meet probably Patrick Stewart. I would meet him. He is an advocate for LGBTQ. He is an amazing actor. I would love to see him, not just because he's been on Trek. He has done a lot as far as Broadway goes, and I love Broadway and the West End. He's done a little bit of both.
He does stuff with one of his really good friends. Oh my god, what's his name? The guy that plays Gandalf. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's Ian, and he's gay. Sir Ian...
McKellen? Or McKellen?
I think so, yeah.
Is he Gandalf? Is that Gandalf? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it's Gandalf.
Okay.
And he's gay, but
Yeah, I
they're
guess it
really
is.
good friends,
Guess
and
it
they love
is.
doing that stuff. I actually watched some of their things on Facebook. They're goobers.
Yes. There was the one video that it was posted on during Pride Month where he walked up to him and they ended up kissing each other.
Me?
And I was like, oh, it's neat to see that he's not scared, like his sexuality and all that.
Yeah.
You just don't expect that from an older person.
Especially a male, because, like, girls do that stuff. Like,
Right.
at first it used to be shocking, like Britney Spears and Madonna when they did it, but I think they got a little tonguey, if I recall. But now it's not really, no one really bats an eye that much if they woohoo and get excited when girls do, but...
It's the guys that people flip out on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I think it's starting to not be as bad, though. I think some guys are chilling with it.
Yeah. So, last one. I know we kind of pushed it out there, but which fictional character would you like to be friends with and why?
Oh, God, there's so many. I just looked up to my, like, shelf with all my little anime characters on it, and... Oh, God.
I would either say He-Man I'd either say He-Man.
That's Whisper, by the way, if you can hear him.
I don't know if you can hear him.
He's banned while we're recording.
He's sitting at the door, being loud.
I mean, maybe Blastoise, because you can be friends with your Pokemon.
So you'd be friends with Blastoise.
Maybe, or maybe Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Be pretty chill.
Louise.
All Might would be fun. He'd be great to be friends with.
So you'd be friends with All Might.
Yeah, he's a really genuine person, but he's also fun and, I don't know, seems up my alley.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. It does. I'd probably choose He-Man for me. I wanna like stand in front of him and be like, okay, do it. Like transform for me. By the power of Grayskull. He-Man.
And then play Super Nintendo together.
Yes, we would totally in Castle Grayskull. We'd play it together.
That'd be cute.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's your turn, Brooklyn. Yay! I love you, He-Man.
Come on.
I love you too, Brooklyn.
Why?
You should see the face she made. Oh. No, that'd be a fun character to get to know. I would say if it would be anyone else, Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles, my favorite Ninja Turtle, and then I'd either say Duke or Optimus Prime. That'd be cool to like sit and like chill with Optimus Prime, right? He'd sit up on I don't know, he'd just sit there and chill with you. And you're like, hey Optimus.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? What, you're just giving me these looks like I'm weird.
Just chilling with
You
a
want to
big
chill
old
with
robot.
a Pokemon, and I want to chill with a robot, and that's weird.
Well, Pokemon are a bit more sentient. I guess the robot is.
Optimus Prime is sentient.
Yeah, I guess. But you couldn't, like, really... I don't know. He just seems huge. Like, if you were trying to chill with him, like, you'd have to be on his shoulder the whole time.
I could sit in his chest.
Or that.
We could sit and have a beer together. He'd drink some Pennzoil, and I'd have a Boulevard Wheat. And we'd just sit there and chill, and everybody, like, they'd be downtown Wichita here, and we'd just be sitting there, and they would all want to come see Optimus Prime. Right?
And the little Brooklyn that's sitting in the chest.
Yes.
Wow.
I guess that's it for today. Right? She's tired of hearing me talk about Optimus Prime.
No. Well, I guess we were caught up on pop culture and mixing in pointing out the LGBTQ plus stuff in it. So,
Yes.
is that it?
I guess so.
Alrighty. Well, I'm really, really hungry.
Alright, okay.
So, we'll see you guys next time.
Well, you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us on our show. Don't forget to check out our other shows wherever podcasts are available. And if you're in the position to help our podcast grow, please join us at patreon.com/GGirlTgirl. And check out our Facebook and Instagram page for more updates and messages at gaygirl/transgirl. And please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you.